So we'll be using backend.6 or 7 with REST API CRUD operations for patient entries. SQL Server, local DB will be using. So later we'll see the front end, and these are the prerequisites Visual Studio 2022 will be using. And the database design, we are going to create a table like this. So what we'll do, we'll create a database with patient DB, and we are going to execute a schema like this. So once schema got executed, then it will be first create a database and then execute this command, and then go to your patient DB and execute this particular table. So now our patient's table got inserted with these many columns and with these data types. Now, so create a REST API. So for that, what we are going to do, I have to give the project name as patient management. So now I'll go to application, create a API project. .NET Core web API. So here, patient management API. So like this, I'll create a project. And wherever I want path, so I'm going to create inside documents, and then maybe first projects, maybe first tech. So here I'm going to create a project for my patient management. Click on next. So which version we want to select? Either 8, 7, 6, 7. So as per our requirement, I go with 6. We can also go with 8 also. Right now I'll go with 6. So now, so we have the project got created here. So if you see, this is the default controller we have. So what next? Now I'll go here. So I want to create a controller called patients controller. So I'll go to controller, right click, add controller, MVC, read and write actions, or MTA also I can take. I'll go with read and write actions for now. Not MVC, we have to take API controller. API, read and write actions. So here I'll be taking patients controller. So this is my controller. So and then I want to create one model called patient model. So there is a models folder. Inside the models folder, if there is no model folder, let's create this. Right click, add models, give the class name as patient, right click, add class patient. So take these properties. So this is my properties. Let's copy this model. So now our model is ready. So let's create a in app setting.json. Let's create a connection string like this. We'll go to app setting.json. App setting.json. Anything is fine. So connection strings. This is not there. You can add connection strings here. So inside the connection string, so we can give as it is like default connection. So here you can give your SQL Server instance for me. Copy this. So this is my server name and database name is patient DB trusted connection 2. So next, so if you want JWT settings and login, log level, so that we'll see later. So right now in program.cs, so you want to add up these things right now. So let's create these repositories first. So now controller done, model done. Next we have to create one folder called repositories. So in the repositories, we'll create one interface and one folder for implementation. So inside the interface, I'm going to add one interface name, iPatient repository. So and I'll create one class inside the implementation. Patient repository. So now our repository is done. Similarly, I'll create a service. Right click, add a folder, services. Here also, one folder for interfaces, another folder for implementation. So interface, patient service, implementation, add a class like this. So next, we have data for database config, for database related activities. We'll create one folder called data. And inside that, we are going to create one class called data. So helpers will see later, validators will see later. So program.cs, it should be there already. And that's it for now. So later we'll see all these things. So now in program.cs, set up services, authentication, and swagger. So this is the program.cs. So what we need to do, database configuration. Do this. Builder of services start add singleton of database config, virtual services. So controllers, all these things we want. So I can do the prefix also. So now iPatient repository. So why it is giving error over here, iPatient repository. So this is my interface. Go to program.cs. Why it's giving error? There might be namespace. We have to move the patient interface implementation. A reference to this instance after the operation has completed. Adds a scoped service. That is why we are adding scoped. It can be a transient. Okay. So let's add the swagger. I don't do any others. Why this is giving error? Patient service. Patient service. Patient service. Big error. Right. The patient cannot be used as a type in the implementation of the generic type in the that's okay. So that's a good error. Okay. That we'll see later. Anyhow, that while running the application we'll see. So next, authentication we'll see later, and builder services start add authentication, JWT, direct token, authorization, and printer use swagger is development. Is there already? Authentication, authorization map. Okay. So next, so our model is done. Now database config, encapsulate database config. So in this data config.cs, we have to give this configuration now. So private read only high configuration. So next, database configuration constructor and then connection, get connection. So we will give this default connection here. So we have to add the namespace, install system.data.sql client, install this latest version, installing this. So that is should go. So next, repositories, iPatient repository. We need get all, get by ID, create, update, delete. All these methods we want. So keep inside the interface. Which interface? Repository interface. So once we do this, now what we need to do? This has to be implemented in the repository. Once we do the implementation, it lasts for the implementation. Let's do the implement interface. It is going to do the default purpose. Now go here, add this dependency injection. Dependency injection to resolve the dependencies. So db config, we created an object, and inside the constructor we did the dependency injection. So this is done. Now create a async method. So how we are doing? Select start from. So this can be replaced with a procedure. How? So right now, let it be. Which one? Get all async. The task representing the asynchronous operation. Okay. Right operator can only be within a async method. This is why async? Missing here. In interface it is okay. Okay. Task now, right? Add async. Map to patient. So what is this map to patient? See that person. So now get all is ready. So next service. Similarly, same way. We'll go to service interface, add these methods, and we'll go to service class. Let's do copy everything. Definite injection for the to connect the repository. So this will get the repository keys. So next we have to go with the controller. We might have already created patient's controller. So here we have get method. In the get method, let's create the dependency injection for service alone now. Why? Because validated with C later. So this is our get method. So from the controller, if you go to service. From the service, it will go to a repository. From the repository, it will get the data select start from patients. So now the program is this, build it, then we are succeeded. Let's run the application. So the application is running now. Yes, Swagger, since we have enabled the Swagger. So now I click on try this, execute. It will hit my controller method. From the controller, it will go to service. From the service, it will go to my repository and it will get the record. Since there is no records, it's give you empty. Let me add one record manually. How to add? Right click, edit after input rows. Patient ID is a primary key. No need to enter. First name. See. Date of birth. 980101. Email. Email.com. Phone number, some number. Address. Family. Medical history, which is an worker. Created it, which is a data. So let's give today's data. 2024-09, year, month, date. 28. Updated at no need. So we have created one record. Now let me execute this. Over here, continue, continue. So there is a record card fetched here. So get operation completed. Okay, now